Hello, welcome. 8 o'clock, 8:01, July 2nd, 2024. If we're making up the idea of time, which is okay. I don't know what 2024 has something to do with Jesus, but we've been around for millions of years, so the idea that we're here for 2,000 years is, I don't know, wrong? Is that the right word? Big day, I hope. Preparation and focus on your life. Well, be intuitive, be spontaneous. What's it called? Stream of consciousness. Just follow your heart. Follow your heart. You know what's right. Your heart. You've been given a good heart. But when you have stuff to do, preparation is key to me. Was I a good teacher? I think I was. And one of the reasons was I really cared about my students. I cared about U.S. government and U.S. history. And I prepared my ass off. As I've said before, I think I was the first one to show up in my building every day. I would ride to school with the science teacher, Mike, great guy. And we were older teachers. We just started. I was 40 and he was probably 44, I don't know. But we would get to work from Fayetteville to Springdale. We would get to work 6:15. We didn't start work till 8:30. So we had over 2 hours to prepare every day. And we both liked that. And I think we were both good teachers, partly because of that. Yeah, to tell the truth, it was overwhelming, rough. Get up at 5:30, maybe eat something. If not, you grab something on the way. Go to pick him up, or he pick me up at 6. Actually, a little before 6. We're both good at that. And if my son had spent the night with me, we would go to my mom's, who was half a mile away, and drop him off at grandma's. And that was, 5:45 in the morning or something like that, almost 6. So get to work a little after 6, stay at work until 4, unless I coached basketball. I was a volunteer basketball coach and loved it. And so you could, practice and go to 5, unless it's season. And the game, if it was a home game, that would last till 9. If it was an away game, you wouldn't get back till 10 or later. So, I could be at work from like 6 to 10. 16-hour day. Many times. I remember one week during the season writing down my times, trying to figure out how much am I working, and it was 70.5. And I asked the head coach, who I love, Charlie Smith, so good to me, because I was kind of a hippie, liberal. That's who I am. That's fine. And a lot of people, dismiss you, but he didn't. So I appreciate that. Appreciate him. But I asked him about, how much work, and he said, man, one time I wrote down, I tried to figure out how much I was making, and it was like, I forget what he said, 50 cents an hour? I forget what it was. It was sad. Teachers do have a pension, which is very nice, and I don't see any reason why we have pensions and other people don't that work hard. And even people that may not be able to work hard. Why are these people rewarded with riches, like the very rich? And then teachers have pensions, and the military has pensions, and police and firemen. Pensions, and government workers. But over here, all these people don't have a pension. My pension is bigger than my Social Security, which isn't that much anyway. But there's a right and wrong, and loving each other is right. we can't reward the few, or we can't reward half of the people and then the other half struggle. It's not right. So we need to work harder as citizens. Knock on wood that we will. I'm at the University of Arkansas Library. It's in the summer, so not many people. Awesome. Rode my bike here. It's nice. It's about 80. But by 3 o'clock, it'll be 95, 96, and it'll feel like 105. So it'll be, you shouldn't be outside for very long today and tomorrow and the next day. 4th of July is one of my least favorite holidays because it's so hot. And people are lighting off these things that explode. And a lot of people get drunk in the middle of the day. And people might say, "You're not patriotic." And I'd say, "Man, I've read 20 books about the Revolution and the colonies and the Constitution. I've taught government, so don't tell me I'm not patriotic." I'm reading about the Constitution. I wish I'd known this. I wish I was better educated before I was a teacher. After the Constitution was passed, there was a lot of anti-federalists, anti-central government, centralized government. Articles of Confederation was so weak, almost everybody agreed something had to be done, but they thought, "Oh, you've gone too far," after the Constitutional Convention. And luckily, out of that, I haven't quite got to that section of the book. It's not the best book, but it's the only book I've seen so far that really deals with this, with the votes by the states to pass the Constitution. But I'm about to the point where all these states that are promoting amendments to protect human rights, natural rights, personal rights, because a lot of that was in the state constitutions. And Madison and some of the Federalists, Washington wasn't that much of a politician, but they didn't see the need or the value in a democracy, it's what the people want, not what you want. I don't care how smart you are or how smart you think you are. In a democracy, it's what the people want. Hopefully we'll have good people. But they were used to the king taking advantage of them, and the parliament keep taking advantage of them. And they're like, "Man, we need our rights in writing." So you probably know part of the story. It's 12 amendments that whittled down to 10. But the Bill of Rights, I believe the first Congress dealt with that, and for good, I think. Life is complex. Government is complex. Dealing with 330 million people in the United States is complex. We look for easy answers. It's not that easy. People kind of walk away from poverty, or homelessness, or climate change. I got to drive my car. I can't deal with that. It's going to destroy. It's destroying Earth. Heat, drought, fire, water scarcity. And with the weather extremes of the heat and what's it called, gradient, anyway, because it's such a difference when the heat and the coolness hit that the storms become superstorms. Tornadoes, hurricanes, monsoons, floods. They say it's a 100-year flood. No, it's not a 100-year flood. It's going to happen again in 15 years because of global warming, because we burn fossil fuels and refuse to do anything about it. We've let an oligarchy, basically, a plutocracy, an aristocracy run the show, and we just kind of nod our heads. They're in charge. I just want my TV. I just want to watch sports and go shopping. Yeah, you love your kids, you love your family, you love your friends. That's good. But if you're not a good citizen, I I think the Greeks said, if you're not a good citizen, you're not a good person. Yeah, okay. Yes, true. If you love your kids and your friends and your community, you want to make a good one, help make a good one. That's called democracy. You have to help. You have to be engaged. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to learn. Keep learning, baby. Keep learning. Why am I here today? I'll go in and try to record a short album in 2 days. I've got 8 songs, I think. And I also want 2 poems. I'll play piano like a ignorant monkey that I am on the piano, but I just play the white keys so it doesn't. It sounds kind of calm or whatever. Uh, and I'll read poetry over that. So that's what I want to prepare today, and then go to the public library and print it out. That's my goal for today, and try to get home before it's 95. Uh, we're all the same in a way. I lived in Morocco for 9 months. Awesome people, love them, lovely people. Morocco, they're Muslim. In the United States, a lot of Christians. I didn't see much difference. There's some angry people and aren't very friendly, but mainly there's good people that are friendly and caring and loving. Enjoyed it. I'd like to go back. They're having a bad drought. I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. I fell in love with Morocco. I lived there for almost a year. So, very good people. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Christian. I'm just myself, and that's fine. And I believe in loving each other and the earth. My parents taught me that. They weren't that religious, but they were loving, good citizens. I think my mother was more loving, and my father was more of a good citizen. And I hope and pray that I am both, or close to both. You say, oh, you said pray. What are you praying to? I don't know. I don't think it matters. Or I think it's important to say, I don't know. The creator, the maker, if you want to give it a term, from what I understand, oh my God, the singularity in the beginning, I think. They said it's singularity and it explodes into the Big Bang, into the universe. What the hell? Yeah, it's beyond our comprehension. And you say, there must be a God to create this. I don't know. There must be a God to create all this terror and violence. No, I don't think so. No. But yeah, you look up you look around the earth and it's so magical. And then you look in the sky and it's so magical. And part of us needs to be more in awe, in reverence to what surrounds us and who we are. We're amazing. You're amazing. There's no doubt. You can call me a liar for different things, but when I say you're amazing, I'm not lying. You know I'm not. So, I'm still working on this, but so this is the poem, and I'm not done. That's why I'm here. So this is the poem I call bad, or I don't know if bad's the right word, but it makes it simple for me. Hottest summer in 2,000 years, intensity, superstorms, the wrath of a disrespected earth, and we're told to keep working, wooden puppets with fires on the horizon, slave to money, love of money corrupts all things, billionaires buying candidates, 63 Supreme Court promotes immorality, concentrating wealth further, billionaires and corporate plantations. Yeah, that's, we all have to deal with what we believe in. I believe there's a lot of bad shit happening, and it's on us. to change it. This is the good one. This sacred garden we've been given, oh holy planet, the only one that's living, holy souls, 19 or 85, with a light, heart, mind, sex drive. The universe is very much alive. Wow. In rapt reverence, we honor each other and everything else created. Divinity is equal. Anyway, got some work to do. And the way a lot of my songs are, maybe in the beginning of the song, I'll talk about some rough stuff: inequality, concentrated wealth, poverty, climate change, global warming, apathy, immorality. Now, those first things I mentioned, that's all immoral. Concentrated wealth, that's immoral. Well, these people worked hard for it. They grew up poor and grew, now they're a billionaire. I'm like, okay, but we have a community. We have to love each other and be a community. And through years and hundreds, thousands of years, we've helped build, these things. And when we fight wars, usually the poor people have to fight them. And then after the war, the rich people are richer. So I'm going to wake up, America, wake up, world. It's not the few against the many, it's the many for the many. It's good to have goals. I saw a guy in his 80s. He was on his bike. He rides his bike. I ride my bike. But he had retired from teaching. He does translations from Italian and French. Good guy. But he was talking about needing something to do. He was like 80 something. And I just remember saying, I need something to do. But this guy called me and I'm going to help translate. And I'm like, yeah, we need something to do. We need something that excites us, or, well, hopefully it excites us, it interests us. Joseph Campbell might say, follow your bliss. I'd say, follow your heart, or your interests. So I've got a lot of things that I've read and printed out about the Constitution, about early colonies, and I'm talking British and French colonies, 1600s, and even the beginning of 1500s. And looking, I want to write an opera or a pop opera, or I don't know what you call it, but it's about colonialization, which would have to include the desecration of the Native Americans and slavery, indentured servitude of many white people, through the revolution. The revolution was for independence. There was a second revolution, and that was to come together, and that was the Constitution. And I don't know. I just like to try my hand at that. I'd like to try my hand at that. And I have to be, it's a challenge. Challenge. What did a friend of mine say? It's good to have hard things to do. Like something I look at and I go, can I do this? I'm not sure. There's a history professor here that I know that I want to talk to and ask him, man, if I write some stuff, can I bring it to you and just have you look at it? And it'll kind of be in a song form, but for him to say, well, this is right, but this isn't right, or I think I would emphasize this. So we'll see. We'll see. So the real popular play, Hamilton, I've read a lot about Hamilton and all the founding fathers. He was kind of an ass, very arrogant, self-centered. One of the reasons him and Burr fought was I think they were both kind of asses and would call people names and just think they're so tough and so cool. And I believe it was Hamilton said some stuff about Burr, and Burr goes, "Man, you got to take that back. If that's in the paper, And Hamilton, "Nah, I'm not going to take it back." So they fight on the shore of the Hudson River. I think Hamilton had been in 11 duels, but I don't know if any of them came to shots fired. I don't know enough about duels. I'm not that interested. But this idea, hey, you said bad things about me. I challenge you to a duel. And then maybe they work through it. I don't know. But anything else? This is what I wear when I'm on my bike. Baby, baby. Tour de France going on, baby. When did it start? Today is Tuesday. It started Saturday. Today's the fourth stage. And I don't have TV, but I can watch the highlights on YouTube from NBC. Last night it was 25 minutes. I wish it was a little longer, but 25 is fine. I told a friend of mine, simple pleasures. My pleasure today will be like yesterday. At 5 o'clock's happy hour, I will pop a beer. I will turn on stage 4 of the Tour de France and enjoy myself watching human beings of excellence trying their best to achieve a goal. And it's very team oriented. Now, I think everything's imperfect. It's imperfect. They have too many people. I think they almost want wrecks. There's wrecks all the time because there's almost 200 bicyclists, and some of the it's wide, and then all of a sudden it gets thin, and you still have that many bicycles. They have them go down cobblestone streets sometimes that are really wicked, and if they're wet, forget about it. Forget about it. So I think the purity's in the athletes, many of the athletes, but not particularly the organizations. I watched so much about Lance Armstrong and other dopers, other bicyclists that doped to win, dishonoring the sport, dishonoring athletics. Really sad. I played so much basketball in my life. I love basketball. And it's just honorable action, individual and team sport. I love it. I've played it. I've coached it. I coached my kid. I've coached a lot of kids. And maybe I'll coach again. If you want to learn how to shoot basketball, let me know. I can teach you. Hell, I'll teach you right now. So you can't have the ball below your eyes. You can't have the ball in front of your eyes. This is where the ball is. You dribble. You pick the ball up to shoot. It's above your head. It's high. A lot of people shoot like this. No, no, no. Or here. No, no, no. High. And I wish I would have saved the article. It was in a scientific magazine, I think. The arc, when you let go of it at a higher spot, the arc makes it more probability goes up that it's going to go in the basket. Physics, baby. Anyway, I just love it. You know why? Partly, my dad, who I love and is my hero, was an alcoholic, and the home was. If you grew up with an alcoholic, the uncertainty is a killer. You don't know what's at home. An angry person, a violent person. You don't know. So it shies you away from your home, even though my mom was awesome. She wasn't in charge of that home. She was when my dad wasn't there, but when my dad was there. So basketball, I can go outside by myself, The good thing about basketball is you can play by yourself. You don't have to have, baseball would be hard to play by yourself, but basketball you can. So I could get out of the house, I could play, and I liked working on my game by myself, dribbling, right-handed, left-handed, shooting, even passing. I'd get to the top of the key and throw a behind the back pass up against the backboard to work on my passing. So I hope you find joy in your life and activities that really give you fulfillment and that are positive, not drugs or not being mean to other people, and not sports that may give you traumatic brain injuries like football and all the ex-football players with early dementia and real problems that the NFL doesn't want to face and the fans don't want to face because it's a wonderful game to watch, but they don't want to. There's too much money involved. They don't want to deal with the carnage of the broken people and the broken families that happen after the brain starts deteriorating because of all the hits. TMI, TBI, traumatic brain injury. Is that it? Encephalitis. Anyway, they've studied a lot of brains of ex-NFL players. Concussions, even if they don't have to be a big one. The number of small ones. The brain is sensitive. We need to take care of our brain. Even heading the ball in soccer is not a good thing. Entertainment's one thing and sports are one thing, but our health, our physical health. You don't want to help pay for assisted care for people, that have health issues because of this. So we have to evolve away from violent sports that create these issues and care about each other more. Amen. I think that's it. I've got a ham and cheese croissant, chocolate croissant. It's 8:30. Oh my God, I've been talking about half an hour. I need to eat that and try my best at creating a decent and reflective and meaningful poem, actually two, and then pedal over to the library, public library. We have an awesome one, and print them out. That's my goal. Fairly simple for a 65-year-old man. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, baby. And I hope you're centered, feel okay about yourself, and even good about yourself. What's around us can be troubling, maddening. I can't believe how many people like Trump. He's such a self-centered bully, greedy. Good people voting for him. It makes no sense to me. And I think Biden is too old. I think Trump's too old, but Biden's 81, so he would be 85 at the end of his second term. We should have, the Democrats, including the Biden, should have been a little wiser than that, saying, there's only so much a person can do, and getting older takes a toll on everybody. And it's okay. But love yourself, love each other, love this magic planet, as best we can. And equality has got to be in there somewhere. And good citizenship is in there. And you are in there. You are my star.